All right, look, this is what you guys need to be doing, and you should not be doing anything else. It's way too many of you who get on every single day and try to get on the 5 minute and just try to mark up some levels, be like, oh, this is pre-market low, this is pre-market high. I'm not gonna lie, all of that is cringe. I'm just gonna keep it 100,000%. You should already know what trade you're gonna take before the trade even comes. This is not getting onto the charts and being like, oh, is this market gonna go up or down? You should practically pretty much already know. And realistically, you don't know which way price is going to travel, obviously, because you're not God. You don't know the future. But you should have a pretty good notion of, okay, price should do X, Y, and Z because of X, Y, and Z, right? So let me go ahead and show you guys how. Grab your Fibonacci retracement, drag it from the top of all-time highs, and drag it to the lowest point that you guys see on the swing points and liquidity by Leviathan indicator, or you guys can use pivots high and low. And make sure you guys do this on the daily time frame. Go ahead and start from the top, and go ahead and drag it down to the most congruent low that makes sense, that matches with the price action that you see. So if I drop it here, let me see if this makes sense here. This doesn't make too much sense. Let me see if I drop it here. Okay, this makes a bit more sense because I have price stopping down below here and there's volume down here. So I'm going to go ahead and lock up my Fibonacci. From here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be able to go ahead and just identify a few things. I'm going to go ahead and see like, okay, I'm going to be able to go ahead and take X, Y, and Z trades because of the information on my screen. Now I'm going to go ahead and put eyeballs onto the screen, and I'm going to go ahead and go to the weekly time frame. So this is the really where you guys are going to be getting your information from. So you guys are going to go ahead and just take a look at your weekly time frame. Go ahead and just zoom out and just take a look at certain things. Be like, okay, so if price obviously clips below this low, we'll get a nice hefty trade down to this take profit, obviously, right? But we may not want to like wait that long for a trade. So we're going to go ahead and identify another thing as well. So the Fibonacci is really just guidance, but we're going to go ahead and see here, guys, that we should have a bullish continuation here because we did get a nice resistance here. So that means once price were to go ahead and finally break above this, we should get a very nice long up here into the highs very, 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 very simply and very easily. So this is pretty much the trade you guys are going to be able to go ahead and take. And you guys can be able to farm this on pretty much anything that you're playing. Whether you guys are playing options, cryptocurrency, or futures, you guys are going to be able to go ahead and get on and be like, okay, this is the setup, and use your Fibonacci as guidance. And you guys are going to be able to go ahead and identify when price decides to break out of certain key areas and then go ahead and get in until the next take profit. So make sure you guys use your daily as well for progress. And you guys should already know. So this trade hasn't even happened yet, but I also do know that once price finally does break these two key resistance points and supply point here, because as you can see, price did use this as supply over here. You guys can also turn on your indicator if you want, or pivot high and low. And boom, as you guys can see, we have some support being created over here in this zone. And we had a pretty much a morning candle, a 10 o'clock candle, gave us a bounce off of this. So we know that once price were to break above this zone, we'll be able to easily go ahead and get in for a nice trade. So that's what you guys are going to be able to do. Um, Really just absolutely fantastic. So yeah, you guys can go ahead and identify the certain things you need to identify, and you can go ahead and measure out your trades as well. This works on any single chart, whether you guys do it on, let me see, let me go ahead and pull up the NQ chart, for example, for my futures traders. So even if I start completely from scratch, I'll be able to go ahead and identify the same things. So I'll start on the daily here, turn on my indicator. I don't really need this at this point because I've been drawing fib for so long, and I'm going to draw it from the top, drag it down to the bottom. I see price action lines up and is congruent. From here, I can lock it up, and make sure you guys do copy these Fibonacci settings you do see on the screen. Some of these settings I do have on the screen are different sequences that do match within the Fibonacci sequence, and you guys can actually use these smaller levels in order to go ahead and use it for guidance. Once again, Fibonacci is really just for guidance, guys. I really don't need it as far as to identify setups. I'm pretty good at using my eyeballs now at this point, but if you guys aren't pretty good at that, then you guys can go ahead and be like, okay, I see where price is reacting off of here, and I see these two resistance points here, so that lets me know that once price were to go ahead and finally break above this key area right here, where price ended up falling down from, then we should get a very nice breakout up into the highs above here very easily. So yeah, that's going to be it, guys. So price also created some nice support down here. So we'll see if we get another reaction down here and see if price gets bullish or if price decides just to open up and get in for buys and then decide to hit take profit at the next level up there. Right? Okay. So yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. You guys can pretty much run up a nice bag, especially on futures, on certain things. You guys are gonna be able to go ahead and take your setups, and you guys are gonna be able to go ahead and continuously farm the ranges over and over again, right? So yeah, so just pretty much keep planning all your trades in advance. Take your time, or you guys can decide to just play the key institutionalized levels off of the weekly as well. So we know that once price were to possibly come here. Down here, we do see some resistance being created. So once price decides to make this resistance support down here, then we could possibly take it again down here for some buys, and then be able to go ahead and take price back up once again. Once price were to go ahead and drop down once again, like it did once it did over here on the 30th. So yeah, you guys can pretty much do that, and just pretty much just wait for your key levels, guys. And that's all you're going to be doing. You're going to be able to go ahead and take all your trades and just pretty much continue to play your continuations until price hits a certain point in which it starts to reverse, right? Okay. So you guys should be playing all your trades in advance. I don't care if it's a breakout. I don't care if you're waiting for the price to bounce from down here again. No matter what, you should be knowing what price is going to be doing pretty much. You should be knowing, okay, if price does X, Y, and Z, then I'm going to go ahead and get in here. Don't get onto the charts at 9:30, hop on the 5 minute, and try to figure it out. Because I promise you, you're not going to be profitable that way. A lot of you end up just catching falling knives because you don't know the true bigger picture, and it's really going to halt your progress and it's going to stunt your growth within this journey, right? A lot of you need to start realizing, okay, so if price is giving me past reactions, then all I have to do is study the past reactions. And once price reacts off of the past reactions, whether via breaking out, once their support or resistance is no longer valid, and catching a long setup, such as like here, for example, then you guys will be able to catch something like this, right? So that's going to be that, guys. So you guys need to be just making sure that your risk reward ratio is pretty good too. So yeah, boom, measure out your risk reward ratio. You guys can do like a 1 to 3 pretty much. And if the breakout fails and the price retracts, then that's perfectly fine. But you guys can pretty much just continue to farm the continuations off of the daily if you want, or you can use the key supply and demand zones on the higher time frames and measure out the resistance points. And you guys can right click your screen, click on add alert, and click on every time. This way that every time price decides to cross this area, you guys are going to go ahead and get a notification, whether on your phone, on your computer with TradingView, or you guys can come over here to the notifications tab and you guys can actually click on send email as well. And you guys can get a notification to your email, which is going to notify you guys for when prices at the key area that you guys are wanting to be in. Okay? Okay. And that's pretty much what you guys need to be doing. You guys need to be making sure that you're just planning your trades in advance. I don't care if you're just catching a quick breakout, continuation, momentum scalp using the scalp, or if you guys are using hefty, big supply and demand swing trades. No matter what, you should know what type of trade you're going to be taking. You should know why you're taking it, and you should know when you're going to take it. All right. Make sure you guys stay prayed up with God, keep grinding, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.